This show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
It's so easy to get caught up in what everyone else needs from you and never take a moment to think about what you need from yourself.
Therapy can give you the tools to find more balance in your life so you can keep supporting others without leaving yourself behind.
Find more balance with BetterHelp.
Visit betterhelp.com/poundcast today to get 10% off your first month.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/poundcast.
This show is also sponsored by lvjco.com, which is the website where you can find Louisville vegan jerky. And Louisville vegan jerky comes in a variety, as you know, it comes in a variety of flavors. And guess what, Brent? This is crazy news.
Hmm.
Um, they have a new flavor that just dropped, a new small batch flavor. It is
It's
Pizzeria
oh,
Supreme Jerky.
oh, oh,
Can you
whoa.
believe this?
Whoa.
Yeah. So if you go, our Pound House, Pound House, Pound Cast, any Pound Pimple can go to lvjco.com. Use the code word Poundcast and get 20% off your entire order. That includes the new Pizzeria Supreme jerky
Hmm.
flavor.
Gotta try
And you
that
know what?
one.
This stuff is bagged in Louisville, bagged in the USA. It is all plant-based jerky, and it has a shelf life of 9 months.
How about
And
that?
I'm on their website. It's just a delightful website. And
Yeah,
look,
I want to go. I'm going on their website right now
get
myself
get
because
20% off on your entire order, lvjco.com. You can
that's
get the new flavor, the new small batch, hot chicken, Nashville hot chicken. Wow, Jamaican jerk, honey barbecue. The flavors go on and on.
I mean, when you said Pizzeria Supreme, I had to take a look.
Yeah, I mean this is breaking news, okay? Check out their new flavor. This stuff is gluten-free, animal and cruelty-free, non-GMO, made in the USA, and it's a great source of protein. All right. So support our friends at Louisville Vegan Jerky, lvjco.com. Use the code word Poundcast and get 20% off. Or just buy it at the store, Whole Foods or Sprouts or wherever else you find great jerky. And you know what?
This show is also sponsored by
By you.
you listeners and watchers like viewers like you.
Because we are powered by Patreon subscribers. Patreon.com/poundcast. If you want to go there and sign up for our Patreon, that'll help us out a lot. And you will not only be helping us, but you will be getting a wonderful treat in return because when you sign up for our Patreon, you get extended episodes. Every single episode goes on for another half hour.
At
And
least.
that's when we're already warmed up and the juices are flowing. And today we played a really fun game with Cory Loykasek, our guest. And
And I tell
you're
you,
not
this
going to want to
game,
miss it. This is truly,
well, you can play along at home, and you're gonna have. It's really fun. It's really cool, and I love the game. And Doug put a lot of work into making this game for us, and we really got to give it up for Doug.
so thank you. Go to patreon.com/poundcast today and sign up, support us, feel great, and help this show stay alive. And
You can check
yeah,
out video of the show on youtube.com/the poundcast. There's clips and things on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. That's the Poundcast as well. And yeah, I think that's it. As Doug mentioned, Cory Loykasek is our guest today, and we just talk about various things, issues, social issues, and and more. When I say social issues, don't get us wrong here. That's a joke. I mean, we don't mean kind of controversial issues. We mean social etiquette issues. Yeah, that's what we mean. Yeah.
yeah. We talk about refrigerators and we come up with some great ideas about refrigerators and different type of
Beds.
bedrooms, beds. So stick around. You're going to love it. Um, If we're ready, we could just roll the clip and then we'll get into it. We have a
Yeah, well,
we're gonna rerun our remix from last week, right?
well, no, not this is the first time we're playing it, and you'll
Oh,
hear it again. You'll hear it again next week,
oh,
I think,
okay.
or something
Well,
like that. You know.
let's
Um,
pre-run it.
yeah, pre-run it. That's interesting. Yeah, we're gonna do.
Pre-run.
Here's a pre-run of next week's. Here's a pre-run of next week's remix. This is by Jason Odd, who also goes by Weird Artifacts. That's the name of his band. You can check out Weird Artifacts online. Just look up Weird Artifacts band. You can check out his Bandcamp, if anything. And his remix is called Blazed for Life. This is more of a remix of sound bites from an episode, one of the Poundcast episodes, and it's cool. So here it is.
Let's roll the clip.
Let's roll the clip.
I used to smoke the ganja pipe, and now I'm blazed for life.
Blaze ain't bad. Residual notice.
I gotta be smoking pipe. I used to smoke the ganja pipe, and now I'm just blazed, dude.
Are you blazing, dude?
The first person actually I ever blazed with was
DJ Doug Pound.
These people are chill. When those purple majesties.
I used to smoke the ganja pipe, and now I'm blazed for life.
Pound heads are blazing today, man.
Mama always said, life is like
These beautiful looking, weird, like round, fat pipe.
I used to smoke the ganja pipe, and now I'm just blazed, dude.
Gotta be safe. Whoa. Did you blaze? Do you roam the fields?
Oh,
Right up my alley.
Gator. Purple Majesties.
Purple majesties, dude.
Ready.
Welcome to the Poundcast. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome to the Poundcast, Cory Loykasek.
Yes, sir.
Said it right, and I said it proudly.
You
Those are
said
my
it
two
right.
rules.
You said it right. Now pay the price.
I say whatever you want, just say it confidently. That's a tough
like-
last name.
Do you like when people are confident, even when they're confidently incorrect?
About my name or just in life?
No, just about like anything. Because that is something, not to get right into things that annoy you, but when people are confidently incorrect.
I kind of admire it because I feel like I'm too.
I try to live my life more like I don't know. More of like a Buddhist kind of thing, where it's like
The key to knowledge is knowing you know nothing, right?
yes, something like that. Yeah.
When people are highly confident, I don't trust them, but I do admire the confidence they come swinging with.
Yeah, when people are really confident, they seem to be successful, which is kind of annoying too.
Yeah.
Even when they're confident incorrect, or they're kind of a know-it-all, they seem to do well.
How
Maybe
did
I
it
gotta
feel
be-
saying?
Maybe I got to be more of a know-it-all confident guy.
I think that's right. But that's kind of a psychopathic way to succeed. But maybe that's the key. Let me ask you this:
Yeah.
when you had to say my last name, did it make you kind of nervous?
It made me nervous because I've said it wrong so many times. It's Loykasek.
Yeah.
So it to the first time viewer, they might say Loykasek or whatever.
First time reader doesn't even get that far.
First time reader doesn't get that far.
That's what I noticed is like with I love my last name in a family heritage way, but I can't stand walking around Earth with it because it makes everybody nervous. Also, most people don't even try. They get halfway through the letters and bail. And it's supposed to help people identify you, and it just does the exact opposite. Every time I do stand up, it's like, welcome, Cory. Did it like a fucking chuck sucker, and I got to go up to that.
What
Not even.
my last name is I have a stage name, so
Yeah, I should have done that.
because my last name people butcher it, or they'll always do the thing where they're like, now is it loosen hop, or it's like
Right, right.
I don't really care how they pronounce it. Just like when you're calling customer service, they'll be like Mr. Lussen Loosen, it's like, yeah, that's me. Okay. It doesn't matter what that pronunciation is. Let's move on with my problem.
Yeah, yeah. Right.
Yes, Brent.
Just for my own edification, what does your dad say? How does he pronounce your last name?
Who?
Yours.
Well, it's
It's Dad Pound, right?
well, my
Dad
parents all
Pound.
pronounce it la sen hop, not
Lussen
Lou.
hop. That's how they pronounce. Okay, yeah.
That's how they pronounce it.
So that's
Here's the
how
other thing
he.
about it.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that German or?
Nobody knows. Yeah, I think it's German.
That's the other thing is mine's Czech. I've been there. I've been to Prague for 2 days. That's my only connection to that. So people are always, oh, what is that? Is that Czech? I go, yeah, but I have no connection to that place. My name looks like a hockey player. I got no connection to the vibe of it. I should have done a stage name, just even in life, not even for comedy. Just
It's not too late.
maybe we could think of one today. I need one.
Well,
About
it could kind of be like Cory Kasek, like Casey Kasem, Corey
Corey.
Kasem. How about Kasem? Corey Kasem.
Not bad.
that works in a way, yeah.
It's just then it's like a whole different name.
Also, your name is Loy. It looks like Loy in the beginning,
Yeah.
So it could be maybe Cory Leroy.
Corey Leroy is cool. I like that. I can roll with that. I was thinking, what do you think about Corey Jacuzzi?
Dude.
Does that
Yeah.
does that make you want to hang out?
Because you're kind of a chill guy, you kind of got posy California vibes, so
It's certainly a vibe to strike,
You know what? I just had an idea. Let's change the first name a little bit too. Cordon Leroy.
Or Don.
Cordon Leroy. Cordon Leroy. Cordon Leroy. That works actually. Cordon Leroy.
Why? Yeah. Just to get Donnie in there.
Well, it just sounds kind of fancy in a way,
Yeah.
Cordon Leroy,
You're
Or
not
Corbin Leroy.
Corbin Jacuzzi.
Corbin Jacuzzi.
Not cool name, and then a nice relaxed.
Corbin Jacuzzi. Now you would stand out on the comedy marquee.
I was thinking about that once. I think Chris Garcia was like, "You got to do a rap album, Cory Jacuzzi in the Hot Tub Rhyme Machine," and I like that. But then I looked up Jacuzzi, and it is a last name. It's a proper noun. It's like Kleenex. It's like,
well,
it's an Italian family.
An Italian last name. Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah.
Well, oh no, you know what's crazy? My sister's husband, on his mom's side of the family, they're related to the Jacuzzi brothers.
No kid. Really?
Yeah, somehow they're related to there's these brothers, the Jacuzzi brothers that made the jacuzzi, or something. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Well, there's a musical artist called Geneva Jacuzzi. And I'm wondering now, is that her real name? Maybe it could be.
Well, what else is Doug and I wrote this kind of treatment up, and there was a character in it named Kyle Lamborghini, I think his name was. Just the idea that Lamborghini sounds like a car, but that's a name. I mean, most likely.
Right. I knew someone grown up named Aston Martin, brother Remy Martin.
Wait,
Aston Martin?
Mm-hmm. And Remy Martin. Their
No.
last name was Martin, and their parents named them Aston Remy.
That's kind of smart.
I think it is.
Then when they go in for the job interview, they'll be like, whoa, well, we got to hire this. This is big money right here.
It's insane to me that names are so important in your life, and yet you just have to inherit whatever your parents did. They should make maybe you should have to make up a stage name when you turn 18. Like you get to make your own name or something.
Yeah, because you can't. Yeah, you should be able to keep it, or yeah, that's a great idea.
Well, people do that actually.
Well, they should make you, because I don't think I knew it'd be that important. You
Well,
know,
it should be more of a cultural thing, like like coming of age kind of thing, where like you turn 18, time to pick your name.
yeah. What's your name?
What's
Well,
it gonna
yeah,
be?
or you can keep it if you like it.
Yeah, you can keep it if it's
For me,
working.
if I had the opportunity to change my name when I was 18, I would have kept it because I'm adverse to change, and I like I like consistency. So I would say, I know I've been going by this for this long. I want to keep it. But I know people in their 30s that they change their name. They change it to something else. I know at least two people that legally changed their name in their 30s.
Is it well? First of all, Brent, if you had to, it's a law.
Oh, I had to change.
What
Oh,
are we
yeah.
going with?
Probably Corbin LaCroix or whatever it was.
LaCroix, get a little brand.
Corbin
marketing in there.
Corbin.
I mean, when I was in junior high, an assembly, like I got called up in front of the whole school, and the teacher goes, "All right, come on up, Cory Loykasek."
That did
That
not
was all.
happen.
That swear to God, and then that's all junior high. It's like, oh, Loykasek, great. It's like,
Actually, I guess I could see how that could be derived from yeah, right. That's funny.
and like I say, it's like people just choke. When you really read a word, when's the last time you really read a word? You usually just kind of look at it and you remember the word. You just move on. When you actually have to sound one out, it gets dicey. And I think Lakasek's like 8 letters. People just give up around the 4th.
Well, I mean, Weinbach's 8 letters as well.
But we're familiar with it, maybe. I don't know.
No, we're actually the most common mistake on my name is people say back for some reason. They'll say Weinbach, or Weinbach, or at the worst, Weinbach. But
Weinbach is good.
But the thing about it is, everybody is familiar with Johann Sebastian Bach, or the music of Bach. That name is pretty commonplace. Home. That's a home. What do you call it? Household name. Bach.
Like Sebastian Bach.
Sebastian Bach. Yeah, from Skid Row. So, why are people saying Bach? You know how to pronounce B-A-C-H. It's Bach.
I agree.
These
I
are
actually
big
met somebody
problems.
once from the Czech Republic, and they said, "Oh, your last name's really common over there." I was like, "What?" But maybe that, I don't know. They were like, "Yeah. There's like a lot of Lukasics over there." And then someone told me there's a Lukasicville, this tiny little nothing hamlet next to this mountain. Found it on a map.
You should go.
Yeah, well, a lot of names are named after little towns and things too. Weinbach, they picked that out from a map.
Really?
Yes, my people. they were picking last names, and they saw this. They were looking on a map. They were in Romania, okay, and then they said, "Oh," they said, "All right, Weinbach, let's pick that." They looked on a map, and it was I think a town in Germany or something, and they said, "Yeah, let's pick that one, Weinbach."
Huh. I mean, compare it to like, our friend Maddie. Last name is Power. How's that fair? She gets to walk around with that, and I've got Lukasik, which again I do like my last name, but it's just not catchy.
Power
It
sounds
doesn't even
fake.
It does.
I mean, no disrespect to Maddie, Madeline. They sounds fake. Go ahead.
So if you want to change your name but keep your Czech heritage pride, maybe what you could do is just change your last name to Checkmate.
I like that. Cory Checkmate. Just Cory Check is pretty good.
Cory Checkmate, though, that's pretty sweet. That's the symbol of, when the checkmate's the ultimate, that means you're the winner, right?
Spelled how? Like Czech, C-Z-E-C-H?
Just checkmate.
Man, there's a lot of options for Cory. I mean, you could change your last name to Lacoste. You can change it to Le Classic or something like that.
How about Laser?
Oh, yeah, Laser. Yeah, I mean, LASIK. How about LASIK? Cory Loykasek.
They'd have to, yeah. How about Cory? How about checkers? Is that fun?
Okay,
Yeah. Cory Checker.
Should we move on?
let's switch gears a little bit.
Nah, let's stay right here.
We could do the whole show talk about last names. Why not?
Yeah.
That's what we
Jackson.
do. That's what we do with this show. We just take nothing and we make it into wonderful content.
It's a show about nothing, this podcast. It's the Seinfeld of podcasts.
I did ask
If
Cory what, if anything, annoys him, and you do have a little something.
Well, if this is something, my current my fridge hums very loud,
Mm-hmm.
and whenever we need to film something, we unplug it, and you just feel the peace and the quiet and the calm, and then you plug it back in, and it's like, the fuck. And then now I just can't stop hearing it. And I'm like, it's just adding this stress to the environment constantly. So the fridge broke. I called the landlord, thought, okay, finally, new fridge. And then they fixed it. So now I still got the same old fridge.
How did it break exactly? What was
It
going
started
on?
to leak.
Oh.
And also, it wasn't closing flush. So something that, like, the whole door had gotten a little crooked.
Oh, that's maybe why it was leaking. It was because it wasn't closing all the way.
I think that sounds like it would be the truth, but I think it was separate.
Well, I have a few solutions right away.
Hit me.
You could get a tuner and see what note that it's droning on at. Maybe it's and then find songs that are in that key, and then just play music, and then the fridge will accompany your music at this kind of droning bass note.
I like that. I like that. Maybe I could even turn it into like binaural. Is it binaural beats? Is that what they call it? For studying? Maybe there's a way to like modify the hum so that it comes out with some kind of rhythm to it or something.
I mean, obviously you could just get a new fridge, but we don't want to talk about real solutions here. We want to talk about fun solutions. And my other
fridge guy, he has to come and tune my fridge. You're kind of in between notes. Why don't we just tune this up or down, and that way you can harmonize it?
Well, yeah, maybe it's at a bad note. Maybe it's at kind of a sour microtonal note, and then he could get maybe there's a fan going, and you can kind of like ramp it up, get it into like the key of C or something that's more pleasant.
Yeah.
Yes, Brent.
Is there do you know where the sound comes from on the refrigerator? Where is it being emitted exactly? I mean,
okay, my feeling is it's the bottom.
I wonder if there's a way that you can kind of find an area where the sound is really coming from and put something over it to filter the sound. And when I say filter, I don't mean get rid of it or reduce it. I mean put it through some sort of filter in the way that, similar to how people with motors or even a car, how you can put something on your exhaust pipe to make it sound louder?
Yeah.
And they do that with motorcycles, maybe. Do you do that with your with the refrigerator? There's a filtered thing that makes it so the sound sounds really good, or something that you like to hear, or it creates an ambient sound that is relaxing or that is pleasing to your ears. And it's kind of
I like that. And I'm kind of thinking I like to lean into really let it crank, make it loud.
Make it.
Maybe I can try to go to the neighbors and boast about like
amplify.
Fridge is cranking.
Right.
The neighbors to hear like a motorcycle. Maybe be proud of it.
Yeah,
create like a culture around how loud your fridge is.
Well, then you can maybe just mic the fridge.
Oh yeah, just mic it.
Mic the fridge, and then you can amplify it. And then every Sunday, blast your refrigerator.
Someone goes, "What's going on in there?" I go, "Oh, I just threw some new groceries in there, so it's really cranking up to cool them all down."
That's funny, actually. Yeah. Oh, I got some. Oh, I got a bunch of new steaks in there, man. They're all in there.
You got to cool them down.
I have another solution.
Oh, by the way, during the summertime, that's going to really be advantageous for you to boast your refrigerator during the hot months. Go on, Doug.
Yeah.
Well, this would be a lifestyle change and a bit of an adjustment, but don't use the fridge. Go
Okay.
learn to love dry goods. Okay. Eat anything you want to eat. You take that fridge out, you just put another pantry there, and you learn to love lukewarm drinks, or you get a little cooler, and you just run and grab a new bag of ice every few days. Get a nice cooler, like one of those Yetis
Like
or
you're
something.
Yeah.
And then if anything you do want ice cold, and that could be, you could be kind of cool. Everyone's like, "Where's your fridge?" You're like, "I don't do that. I do cooler because I'm cooler."
I'm
You
actually,
know what I mean?
I'm Cory Cooler. You remember?
Cory Cooler.
Cory Cooler.
Well, there you go. And
Yeah, I
you
kinda
have
like
the
that
last
too,
name
because
and the lifestyle to match.
Yeah,
you know?
because this fridge is huge, and it just there's no good spot for it in the kitchen. So getting that out of there could be huge. Plus, there might be something cool about if once you finish a meal, instead of knowing you have the fridge for leftovers, you'd have to just go give them to the neighbors. You'd have to walk around and be like, "Hey, it's gonna go bad if I don't eat it. Do you guys want some of this?"
Oh yeah, Corey Cool's gonna come over with
Yeah.
his almost expired food.
Oh, and no fridge.
Yeah. Yes, Brett.
Yeah,
Yo.
go camping in your own home. Just
Yeah.
live a camping lifestyle where you're not you can just unplug the refrigerator, okay? It's not there. You don't have that anymore. You are camping, and you are just, it's going off of kind of the Doug thing. Just, you're living with dry goods, and or maybe you cook it up on a stove,
But you just
right?
eat it on the spot. You have to eat it right then.
Yeah, you could do that or whatever, or just, it's kind of like you can, or make believe you're an astronaut or something like that. You know what I mean? I guess they have refrigerators probably on there, but I'm thinking of astronaut ice cream for some reason. But I'm just thinking there's an opportunity here for you to just kind of make believe in a fun way where you're in the wilderness and you don't have the refrigerator, but you're also in the comfort of your own home. So it'd be cool if you got a tent and put it in your room.
It's camping from home.
Camping from home, something like that, There's
Yeah, and then
there.
I like that too, because there's something about, like, even beds. They take up all this room all day, and it's such a waste that I've been thinking, should I do one of those little rollout, mat beds that
I got the
people use?
solution for you, Corey. Just start living on the streets.
Oh, that's even cheaper too.
Yeah.
I like the make-believe idea. And when you come over, I got to give you a sheet. And I go, "Hey, so what's up going over? These are all the things that I make believing. Just so you know. So when you come in, you can play along. Like, you have to let people know kind of what." So I pretend I'm camping on Mars. And if you want to come in and play with me.
What if you started living on the streets because your refrigerator was too loud?
That's where it starts.
Maybe and you could even have a sign out, it's like you're holding a sign out on the street,
Fridge was too loud. Anything helps.
Yeah, anything helps.
We'll work for dry food. Do you think I forget what I was gonna say.
Well, I was gonna say that what you're saying about the bed, it's like, my bedroom is kind of small. Like, the bed just kind of, I don't have a king size bed. I have a queen size, but it takes up the whole damn room pretty much,
Sam,
I kind of want to I've been looking into Murphy beds.
Yeah, what do you find?
I kind of want to Murphy my whole house. So, like, everything just Murphy's up into the walls,
That's genius.
Yeah. Thank you. And I would like to get a Murphy bed, or just find the nicest sofa bed out there, one that's not lumpy, that you could sleep on night to night, and just have a comfortable sofa all day. And then when it's bedtime, just pull it out.
Love that. What I really want is a room exactly the size of my bed. I want my bedroom to be just a bed. So it's dark, and I'm not trying to also read or write or do other things that have nothing to do with sleeping in the room. It's just
It's
a closet, basically.
it would be truly the
Big.
bedroom.
It's the bedroom. That's it.
Be
That's
the
all it is.
bedroom. Yeah, it's the bedroom.
I love that idea, but don't you want a little space around the bed for when you have to get up and walk out, or do you want it to be you open up a door at the foot of your bed and you get to kind of
Yep.
crawl to the edge and then get out
Like that. It's like
Yeah.
that.
Be cool to have a slide so you don't even have to open a. You can kind of go down like a little slide at the end of your bed and first.
I'm open to that. Or maybe it just opens up like in the middle and you fall straight down. But either way, I want it to be dark and just for sleeping. That's it. Why does it get a whole room? I don't need a bed.
Some people sleep in a closet. You can do that.
I know. We
Big,
make fun
a kind of
like,
larger
we should
closet.
really- yeah, that's the move.
So you like a capsule. You want almost one of those Japanese capsules that they have. Those
Yeah.
little. Those
Yeah,
little,
yeah. I was at a friend's once and I was visiting and they're like, "Oh, sleep in we had a little office." And the inflatable bed took up just as much space as the room was. And there were no windows really in there. Best sleep I've ever had.
Well, I have this. I got this van that I put. I kind of turned it into a camper van. I took out the seats in the back, and the whole back is just one big bed. And I sleep in there better than my own bed most of the time. I mean, yeah, there is something about being in this like capsule, this cocoon. We got to bring that. That's a good idea, like, or at least turn your bedroom into, you walk into the bedroom and then you go into this little cave for the bed,
Well, and also another annoyance is lately I've just been like, sleep is way too important. It's like too much a big part of everything. And I don't sleep that well. And I realize it's affecting me in like 90 different ways. So I've got to figure out whether it's a capsule or something. I got to get my sleep on point.
Yeah, there was that Nathan For You episode where there was that kind of spaceship thing for kids, but it was so that the parents can have sexual relations while their kid was in the room, but it blocked out noise and everything. And they were in their own little capsule, that could be something for you.
To put one of those capsules in the room.
Yeah. Yeah. And basically the prototype has been made,
Yeah, I don't know why people don't use those more.
Some people don't like the claustrophobia of that. No, but I do agree, and I feel this way too. Sleeping, there is something comforting about being in the womb.
Yeah,
why don't we call it the bed womb?
The bed womb, yeah.
The bed womb, and it's the womb experience when you sleep, where you're in, you get inside of a closed spot and it feels like you're secure in the womb.
Well, you got to sleep in the fetal position too. So it's like extra super small.
Oh, wow.
Let me ask you this.
Like whatever your mom ate that day, it kind of like shoots onto you while you're sleeping.
Right.
Do you guys, Cory, do you sleep on planes okay?
No, that's not happening.
I'm
not sleeping in any creative spot.
I was about to solve two of your problems in one go. Well, what about you, Brent? You sleep on planes pretty good, right?
No, nobody. I don't. Who sleeps on planes well? There's no.
You do nap. I've seen you nap in chairs, though.
I know people fall right asleep on the plane. They're just out.
It happens. You fall asleep. I definitely sleep on the plane, but it's not comfortable by any means. I look at those planes where people can actually lay down. You see those ones where the people lay down in them? I think that looks just amazing to me, but it's very hard to sleep on the plane. But I do it though, because if I'm tired enough. No. Mm-hmm.
It's like last night I was going to bed right outside. Oh, sorry, you had a solution with the plane, Doug?
Oh, well, if you were the type of person that could sleep well on a plane, you could just put the fridge in your room and then set up like a plane chair. And then you could get rid of the bed, and then the sound of the fridge could kind of be like you're on the plane,
Yeah. Yeah.
Or if you sleep in a car, you could set up a car seat and put the seatbelt on and just set up like a little interior of a car in your room next to the fridge. And that could be like the car sleeping experience.
Yeah, all that stuff you don't really want to take up space in the rest of your house. You just throw them in one room. It's kind of a little dumb shit room.
Does the refrigerator make the noise it makes? Is it like a white noise of sorts?
No.
Yeah. Well, it's not. It's a little higher pitched than you want it to be, but
I
I
was
could
just
see if
wondering
honestly,
wonder if you could sleep inside the refrigerator.
put it sideways.
Turn the temperature way warmer, if it's possible.
You know, it's funny when my fridge broke, my landlord or the property manager keeps doing the same trick, which is he'll try to act like it's not a big deal. And like when my disposal broke, he's like, in Europe, they don't even use disposals. You should just try not using it, And I'm like, yeah, but it's got it. I'd like it to work. Really, no, really, it's not really worth the hassle, And they might charge you for it. He kind of got in my head. So for like 2 months, I was trying no garbage disposal. And it was terrible. And finally I call him. I'm like, wait, I think you just tricked me into not. I could see him be like, you don't need a fridge. Just get rid of the fridge.
Yeah.
By the way, of course,
He pitched me on it.
by the way, because the fridge wasn't closing all the way, that would allow you to breathe in it too.
True. Part of the problem with sleeping is if you have a bed, you want to sleep with a partner or a girlfriend or something. That's kind of why you need this certain bed setup. If I knew it was just me always and always just going to be me, maybe I would have some funky little decompression chamber Murphy fridge that I sleep in or something.
Do you, if you ever sleep with a partner, do you find it hard to sleep in the same bed with somebody?
Yeah, that's why I got this king size bed. I was like, that's the absolute only way I'll be able to do it. Then I kind of like.
I recently was in somebody's house and I looked in their bedroom and they had 2 twin beds next to each other.
Oh, yeah.
I said, what's that all about? And he or she said, well, if I ever get a boyfriend or girlfriend, they can't sleep in this, like, at all.
It's like those old. It's
They
like
got to have a separate whole, separate. I like that.
No, I like that too. It makes me
I like
think
that.
like I Love Lucy in those old shows.
Yeah.
They had a couple sleep in twin beds on opposite sides of the room because they didn't want to put out like sexual imagery to people.
Uh-huh.
But maybe they were actually just promoting good sleep health.
Yeah.
Also, some people, there's some people who are married that do have separate bedrooms.
Yeah. It feels unromantic, but you're like that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think
Separate bedrooms, separate houses.
You go to the bathroom separate. Why you got to sleep in the same?
That reminds me of the that Saturday Night Live sketch where it's the love toilet or something like that, where it's a toilet that's kind of built for two, and they can both sit.
They're kind of facing each other. They're like, it's set up like that. So
yeah, it's like that. But then it's one flusher, so it shows them flushing together. With the same, they both have their hands on each other.
That's great.
Kevin Nealon and Victoria Jackson, I think. You know what though? This show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Hey, Brent, I used to get caught up in what everyone else needs from me and never took a moment to think about what I need from myself.
Let me guess. You spent all your time giving and it made you feel stretched thin and burnt out?
Yep. But therapy using BetterHelp gave me the tools to find more balance in my life so I could keep supporting others without leaving myself behind.
If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try.
It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule.
Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge.
Find more balance with BetterHelp.
Visit betterhelp.com/poundcast today to get 10% off your first month.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Poundcast. I have an annoyance that I don't really suffer from right now, but usually when I have a girlfriend, they always pull the covers. They take up all the covers. And I know a married couple that have 2 sets of sheets and blankets, one bed, 2 sets
Mm.
of sheets. That's kind of a smart move. But
Just wear warm clothes to bed.
or sometimes, okay, we're laying next to each other, and then I find it hard to sleep when somebody is like laying on top of me, or like they're kind of like, I kind of like to be untouched
No one can sleep like that.
during the sleeping
No one
part.
can sleep like that. Yeah.
Like none of this cuddling stuff. Okay, it's not good for sleeping. I'll tell you.
I like to
So,
extend an arm. Like I could go with a little hand on a hand or something like that. You
I
know?
mean, okay, for a while, I don't know. But look, I have this solution for that. When one person kind of creeps to the next, and then the one that's getting creeped up on, they're kind of like they keep moving over, and then next thing you know, they're over the cliff edge of the mattress, the real cliffhanger. Imagine a conveyor belt like at the grocery store when your food's going down the thing.
Yeah.
So you have that, your sheets are on a system like that, but it's horizontal on the bed. So you can like press a button and it'll roll them back to their side.
I used to get up. My girlfriend at the time, she would roll over so hard. I would just get up and go over to her side of the bed and take that. And she would start rolling backwards, and I just get up and just keep.
See, well, with my new conveyor belt sheet system, you just roll them back. Maybe it could be on a slow roll throughout the night. So you don't have to press a button. It kind of like it goes like an inch every 30 minutes or something.
Yeah, okay. And then I like that you got there's like, and that's sleeping now when we're kind of younger, healthier. Imagine when you get like a CPAP machine involved. You seen those? You know, the snoring machines.
Yeah.
Like some couples, it's like it becomes a purely medical procedure to go to sleep. It's like you can't do that with someone else. Or maybe you can.
Do you suffer from snoring?
I don't think so. I don't suffer. Other people might. No, I don't snore. I don't think. I think when I lay on my back, maybe.
Do you
But I'm
snore, Doug?
oversized.
I don't think so. No one ever complained about it. I think I probably do sometimes. Here's
People
something
that snore
that
real loud, that's another that's a whole subtle thing about you that changes your whole life. We have a friend who snored. We just went on this trip, and it's like he can't share a room, can't even be in the same building hardly without vibrating it. So you're like changes up your Airbnbs, changes up, and then when someone's snoring, you kind of hate them all night. You know, you're kind of like
yeah,
really them, and they don't know that, and they wake up and just try to hang out and don't know that you're like glaring
it's
at them
not
for
fair
their
to them that you hate them. Yeah, that's kind of
no.
weird. It's kind of
Yeah.
because they don't do it intentionally. But yeah, I've been on trips like that where it's like you're like you wake up again and there's that anger.
Yeah.
It wakes you up, the snoring.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, this guy is loud, man. I mean, my aunt used to be this way too. She'd come visit and would sleep in the garage because you just couldn't have her in the house. But then she wakes up rested, feeling great. I'm haggard, struggling. It's like she like beat me up.
That's
Sonic.
man. That's an issue, man. That's an issue for people. Is loud snoring. Let's solve that. Solve loud
It's a
snoring.
huge one. I mean,
There are solutions.
boring
I
answer
think.
is it is weight related to some degree. So you gotta, if you're a snorer, you gotta try to knock that out first. But maybe you could trap, maybe like if they wore a fish bowl over their head or something, or contain the sound
Right. Is there some way
or
of
auto tune it. They have to, you put a mic in front of their mouth and You, you auto tune it to the fridge's frequency, so it kind of blends.
Oh,
You
yeah.
crank it so it wakes up the whole neighborhood too. You know,
Yeah,
everyone kind of shares the experience, you know. So
Oh,
you're
I
not
got this.
alone.
That's my aunt.
Normalize being haggard. So you know, it's
Yeah.
if the whole neighborhood's haggard like you, it's sort of that's just the way we are.
I have an
You're
idea.
proud of your aunt the way you're proud of your Harley Davidson.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same
My aunt
solution as the refrigerator, you know.
Yeah.
I do have a solution because the snoring doesn't wake them up. Probably because they're making the sound, but it's not a constant sound. It's a pause. So what you could do, yeah, make them sleep with a headset mic, run that mic through some kind of delay that it's or like a audio triggering, a speaker, imagine, that will play something that would wake them up. So they're waking themselves up by their own snores.
Yeah, that's good.
And then they'll be
So
like,
they're-
okay, well, I got to roll over. I got to lay a different way because I'm keep waking myself up with these snores and it's waking everyone else up.
Yeah, I like that.
I used to have to wake up my dad, like, Dad, you're snoring. He'd be like, oh, okay. And then just go right back to it.
No, they sleep like a baby. And then the next day when they're sharp at breakfast and being funny and you're just like struggling and you're just like, dude, I'm livid.
Has it
Lately,
made you dislike somebody more? This person, actually, Cory, did you make you kind of just dislike them more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's subconscious, but I'm being honest. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And it's, if you don't know you snore, imagine that.
Yeah.
You just walk around the world pissing people off, that sleep around you and you got no idea why.
It's interesting how there's things about you that you can be unaware of. There's sort of just physical things about you that might make someone not want to be your friend and you don't even know.
Yeah, like what's a good example? Maybe you look like somebody that they don't like.
Or sometimes maybe someone has and someone maybe has a smell or something that you don't really find unbearable, and then you just
I always wonder with guys deodorant, like everybody wears one of 3 deodorants. So at any given moment, we probably all smell like every girl's ex-boyfriend, like Old Spice or Old Sport or whatever. That's kind of it. Like we're not getting creative with colognes and, it's probably triggering.
Yeah, that's a tough one when people do something that annoys you, but you kind of don't have the heart to tell them.
Well, because then for a while you're like, is that on me to get over this? Or should I say something?
I mean, if I was the offender, I want someone to say something because I wouldn't take it personally. But
well, look, a simple thing is if I'm friends with somebody, and, pretty good friends with them, close friends, if I have bad breath or something, I want them to tell me, and I'm down to tell them, hey, I'm telling you this as a friend so that someone you don't know as well doesn't smell it. You should use some gum or something. Your breath smells better.
Breath is a good one.
I mean, that's an easier fix too, by the way. But yeah, what?
I don't think I've ever felt comfortable to tell someone that. But that is one that you get nervous about because you're like, it's like snoring. What if I'm rolling around with that kind of breath?
Oh, dude. Well, so you never felt that?
Does that little huff work?
It can, but not really.
I don't think that works. This whole thing, cup the hand in the mouth in front of the nose.
You're saying you never felt comfortable. You have not had a friend who you could tell that to, the breath thing?
Maybe I could. I just didn't try, but I've definitely not ever told anyone.
Yeah. I mean, Moshe and me, we will always be like that around each other. I mean, if
I'm trying to picture you being close enough to someone to smell their breath.
Well,
you really getting up in there
back in the old days, I mean, in our 20s, I mean, easily we would say, oh, dude, your breath is really bad right now. You should do something about it. And it wasn't a mean thing at all. We're kind of giving each other a heads up for, people we don't know as well. That's what we care about. We don't want to, we know each other well enough that we're I don't. If he's, I want him to tell me. Yeah. Mhm.
I guess people do that with my car. My car is always really messy, and people will make sure I know that that's not a good look. Flora, my friend, she goes like dead serious, like, "Hey, Cory, you know that you like deserve to have a clean car, right?" Like my car was so messy. She thought maybe it was like a sense of self-worth or something. Like I just didn't respect myself enough or
Well,
something.
that's a great way to phrase it. Like,
Yeah, she was checking on me in like a deep way.
Brent, you're a great guy. And a guy like you should really have fresh, minty breath.
Yeah.
You deserve to have people enjoy your breath because you
Yeah.
say such amazing things.
Yeah.
You just, man, you're a really special guy. I really value you, and I think you are such a great person that I think you deserve to not smell like a cheesy butthole. So,
And I want people to hear the words you say for what they are. And I want you to be encouraged to speak more, not have people turn away from you because your mouth smells like a cheesy butt ass.
you deserve to, you know what? You're a great guy, and you deserve to not smell like a Turkish headlock.
You smell like a funky butt muncher. But in reality, everything you're saying is just genius and poetic. And I just want that to come through the most.
Well, you know what? I have a problem with people talking too loud, especially like
Oh, me too.
in a party situation. But I think
Everyone's too loud.
I wonder if it's extra for me. Well, I kind of have sensitive ears, but I think it might be extra for me because I'm a little shorter. I feel like I'm at people's mouth level a lot,
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
And I try to like step back, or I have earplugs on my keychain at all times. Sometimes I'll put them in while they're talking to me. And then they'll be like, "Oh, am I talking too loud?"
Yeah.
I've done that. And they're like, "Oh, I'm talking too loud." And I say, I just like to put these in, or whatever.
Just cozy. My ears just get cold.
How can I say that in an uplifting way? I love hearing what you have to say. Like, I love talking to you. And it just sounds so much better when you're not screaming it like some kind of rabid, dingo into
you
my
deserve
ear.
you deserve to be better portrayed.
You deserve to have me not hate you.
Yeah,
and I
we
think
both
it would
deserve
help me
it.
not hate you if you spoke quieter.
We both deserve this. We're both great, and we both deserve for us to not be, plagued by your presence.
And yeah, I don't want to feel an involuntary pain when you speak. I just want to be able to focus on the amazing things you might be saying.
I by the way, I had a similar experience actually. I think Doug, I don't know if you're referring to last Saturday, but you were there too, I think. But or no, maybe I don't know.
Was there a loud talker there?
Well, no, it wasn't loud. It was. I had there was one person that, they just get too close. You're too close to me here, and I'm kind of trying to move away. They keep getting close to me, and I'm trying to create space, a little bit of distance.
Sure.
But they're not seeing that I'm trying to move in a position that is positioning me a little bit further away, and they just keep coming into the area where they're just right there. I'm trying to make space here.
You need like a chaperone, like a junior high dance, how they'd come and push us apart if we were dancing too close with girls.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe I should go around with a chaperone.
Yeah, part of your chaperone who goes around and just kind of moves everyone back a little bit.
I think we've definitely talked about this on the show maybe several times, because this is something that happens to me a lot. It's really not the fact that people are close to me. I don't care. It's the loud talking into my ear.
Partly because it's rude.
Have a louder voice.
I'm just also like, why? It's also just rude. That's why it bothers me. It's like at a coffee shop when people are talking so loud. It's just, what are you doing? We don't need to hear that.
Well, look, let's why don't we delve more into these social issues? These social.
Play.
It sounds like a grander thing, but it is a social issue. You know, these social problems here. When we go unzipped, what do you think?
Sounds
You
good.
feel like
Also,
you feel like
I have a little bit
unzipping?
of a I kind of have a little bit of a game that I want to test out. And you guys can play along if you'd like.
Love it.
Cool. Do you feel like getting unzipped?
Let's
Cory?
get unzipped and look, if anyone is listening and they're not on our Patreon, sign up at patreon.com/poundcast and you can keep listening to us talking to Cory Jacuzzi, aka
Carol.
Cory
Carol.
Or
Loykasek.
cooler.
Let's call him
Now-
Carol.
Cory,
Carol.
Carol
Cory-
Loykasek.
Cory, do you have anything to plug while we're here before we go unzipped? Or I would say
Well,
this,
not
definitely check out the Dress Up Gang clips you guys are posting on Instagram. Keep up with that.
Yeah, we filmed a bunch of stuff this spring, and we're going to try to do a Patreon this summer. So we're not quite ready yet, but maybe in a month or two.
Cool, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, that's cool. You don't know what the Patreon account will be called.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. But probably Dress Up Gang something.
But otherwise, just what people can follow you on something to be
Oh, yeah,
able
yeah.
to be notified.
Yeah, Dress Up Gang on Instagram or on YouTube. So we'll be posting clips from the new stuff soon.
Cool.
Well, thank you, Cory. We also like to thank Jack Birch. He's behind the boards. He's kind of like kind of a editor, almost a producer of the show in a way. He helps us put the clips together. And we also like to thank Daniel Avila. He edits clips for us for TikTok. We are on TikTok at the Poundcast, also Instagram and Twitter, the Poundcast, and you can watch this on YouTube, the Poundcast. And patreon.com/poundcast. So let's go unzip.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
I miss you.
I used to smoke the ganja pipe, and now I'm blazed for life.
Blaze ain't bad. Residual notice.
I gotta be smoking pipe. I used to smoke the ganja pipe, and now I'm just blazed, dude.
You blazing, dude?
The first person actually I ever blazed with was
DJ Doug Pound.
People are chill. When those purple majesties.
I used to smoke the ganja pipe, and now I'm blazed for life.
Pound heads are blazing today, man.
Mama always said, life is like
These beautiful looking, weird, like round, fat pipe.
I used to smoke the ganja pipe, and now I'm just blazed, dude.
Gotta be safe. Whoa. Did you blaze? Do you roam the fields?
Oh,
Right up my alley.
Gator. Purple Majesties.
Purple majesties, dude.
Ready.
Welcome to the Poundcast. Hi.
hi.
Hi.